Okay, well. That time I could tell it was like a little off. I've went for that like jump there on literally every run today, and I only do that if the pace is bad. Meaning that we've had a lot of great chapter runs this time. Smile. Hey, that's fine. That run was like not good anyway. Smile. It actually would have been okay if it weren't for that stupid respawn. But I recently like implemented that jump on the rock. It's kind of finicky though. But I would love it if I could get a run. That's for sure. That would have actually been an incredibly good tutorial if Maki didn't hit copy there. Eh, still fine. Yeah, like low 154. That's pretty good. Wow, those seedlings are feeling nice. They were like both as far away from me as they could be. Ooh. You love to see it. Alright, well, I doubt this is gold pace, but this is good. Probably not with that bonk. Really good enter snake mouth. If only Kami didn't get hit, this would have been a gold. What is my rate with this? 0%? I think that's probably like the most accurate. Meat Moop. Yo, sup, Ambi? How you doing? How'd your run go? You got to play with some dogs for a bit? Yo, that sounds like fun. Now you're refreshed and re-energized. Yo, you love to hear it. It was a good run? Yo, nice. Was it sub 3? You've officially ran the game in Japanese. You have. This is true. Definitely a little cursed, but otherwise things are feeling a little better. Well, that's good. I remember Beast. That was like the main thing that I remember seeing. It was like 306, so slower than last run. Ah, okay. Still close. Yeah, honestly, your first run... For a first run, 304 is incredible. Like, I think the best first run that anyone's done was Marlowe, who got 256. But I'm pretty sure that's the second best. You didn't forget too much this time? Awesome. Gonna try some individual level practice stuff? Oh yeah. That definitely helps. I speak from experience. Yeah, for some of the movement stuff you're less familiar with. Also, like, if you're doing, like, chapter ILs, it'll also, like, help you with the fights itself, for, like, to become more familiar with menuing, and, like, blocking practice. It really all depends on what IL you, like, do. Because sometimes that can mean, like, an area, sometimes it can be, like, an entire chapter, or, like, even a few chapters, like, combined. Okay, that works. Sure. Yo, I finally get to take, like, a normal line there. That enemy wasn't in the way. I now saved, like, half a second. Not exactly sure yet, but maybe chapters? That makes sense. It's nice because you can, like... Because, like, with a timer there and with several splits, it's as if it's, like, an actual run. So it can, like, go into the run mindset, which is nice. And also because you would have, like, a file at the chapter, and because it's not actually a run, you can easily, like, practice better. Instead of, like, making a mistake and, like, needing to continue it in, like, a full game run, you can, like, go back to, like, practice it. That was close. Yes. I was very Monka W. I lost like 3 from that. Beard Mother's split box deleted. Yo! Let's go! Although you might want to, like... Is it under edit splits? Or edit layout? I think it's under edit splits, right? Because if so, definitely remember to save splits. Otherwise, then I don't think it actually will save automatically. Alright, this is like actually better. It's not great, but it's better, so I'm not gonna go for the thing. Honestly, I probably would, but I'm tired of chapter 1, let me say. So I just want out, so let's not kill the round, please and thank you. This is probably like a 14. Oh, maybe a 13. Okay. Dang, I wasn't -1 out of Enter Snake Mouth. Otherwise this would be perfect. Dang. V's been taking a beating. D colon. Has Sputter forgotten how to freeze? I've literally had 0 freezes all of today. I guess this is like still fine, but that's annoying. Wait. 227 without a freeze? That is so good. Okay, now I'm really annoyed because that would have probably golded if I got like some good freezes there. Wow. Those attacks must have been incredible. I didn't even notice. Like, without any freezes, usually you get like 230s. And that was like a low 227. I almost thought it was yes. At times when you're in chapter 1 forever, you just forget everything. This one is yes. Alright, I didn't buffer it this time. I'm still kind of confused why it happened last time. It's definitely has to do with me holding B, like, out of the throne room. Which I don't normally do, but I think that time I may have. Wait, was this the run that got the berry drop? I think it was? Never mind, it wasn't. I know one of the runs I actually had a berry, like, land on me, which was nice. You don't recall? Well, there's the answer. Apparently not. I had one run where I got like 2 bushes drop a berry, but they both landed behind me, so I couldn't do anything about it. But no, it was probably last run in that case. I don't think that buffer was too detrimental. Because, like, I would need to move to the Burleys anyway. 555, that's good. Not my best, but it's good. I've had like one 554 before. But normally it's just like, I'm always getting 556s there. Alright, this guy knows how to freeze at least. Maybe not Sputter, but this guy can. And a fast attack. $55? I think that was a high 55. Maybe low 56, but regardless, that's good. It'll still be quite a ways away from like my PB because I need to farm for 4 berries, but still fine. That scared me. Not great spots for those to land. Okay, well, that's fine, I guess. Alright, still a pretty okay split, honestly. Yeah, 844 with needing to farm for 4 berries, that's pretty good. And my PB had a very good Enter Golden Settlement. That was really good. That was like a 122 flat. That's definitely my best. I've had like mid 122s quite a bit, but never flat. Sub 122 when, Kappa? I think like the slowest part of that was like the glazed honey. That menuing felt a tiny bit slower than the others. This festival is amazing. Straight up. What's gonna be the time, like, appearance? 3:05, yep. Yep. This is a festival, alright. Come on, worms. No. 30? 31? Okay. Yo, the clutch 32. Let's go. This run is blessed now. Yep, 458. Well, this really was amazing, so I guess that makes sense, but wow, that's crazy. That sucks. That was definitely gold pace. Still probably save time even with the defense up. Yeah, I was like less than a second off gold even with that Aria moment. Oh well. Honestly, the fact that I even got a festival like that is absurd. Like, I know sub 5, like, entering Aria was like a really long time goal. And then I just pull out a 458. I've had sub 5 before, but like, not many. Fail attacks do half damage? I don't think so. I think it's just like a few less, like 1 or 2 less. Which I guess in a lot of cases would be half. But I don't believe that's how it's calculated. Maybe it is. Maybe I'm wrong. But I usually think of it as like, it just does subtraction to how much it does, not division. Cool. But then again, I haven't like tried failing attacks while doing large amounts of damage, so I wouldn't know. Yeah, you can. That is something that we do. Fail the last attack on Primal Weevil. I actually forgot about that, honestly. And same for Zasimov Eva too. If you get the freeze, you can fail the final attack. Danny, fix your route. True! Peepo, come back! Okay. Well, that's good. At least something can go right this run. Rolling eyes emoji. Yeah. I completely agree with what happened there. I definitely did not hit the crank. I definitely hit that... whatever that was. That was definitely an invisible wall. This game is funny. Alright, well, this is fine, I guess. I think it's, like, similar to what my PB has. I don't think I'm really... Maybe I'm losing, like, a second at most. Psych! Maybe I'm saving time. Yo! I saved a whole 0.0 seconds. I'm on a roll. Not a sub 35, but I don't really care. This is like the first decent run I've had since my PB, I think. Or one of the first, at least. This menuing is so bad. Well, there we go. Hey! Woohoo! Well, there's some time save. Of course with the slow menuing, but you know, I'll take what I can get. Yo! Not patched! And yeah, my PB here was actually a best exit, so I'm literally within a second of that. No freezes on Sputter, by the way. Just want to point that out. Although, I would gladly take... If I could replace triple freeze on Sputter with double freeze on Zasmalthiva, I definitely would do that over, like, no freeze on Sputter. Or no freeze on Zasmalthiva and 3 freeze on Sputter. That's a trade I would be willing to make. So I can't even really complain about the no freeze. That was kind of early, but that must mean it's fast. Why is that so hard? It's literally just like the most easy angle of all time. Yeah, golden seedling, Yep, yep. Okay, that's actually the biggest joke I've ever seen. You lose invincibility frames from putting that in? I didn't even know that. Whatever. Get out of here. That's so dumb. I mean, I was out of berries anyway, like after the first runaway, but still, that's like really dumb. And like, I didn't even really save time with the respawn itself, because apparently that crank is like the most impossible thing to hit. Didn't miss it once in practice, by the way. Like, when I did actually learn that strat, that was never an issue. I'm honestly surprised I only lost 15. I had 2 encounters. Yep. That's happened to me, I want to say at least twice in runs before. And like, I know once or more in like ILs. But the good news is, if you do have that happen, you can just run away and do the other fight. Hard seed. Yeah, it's a Golden Hills moment, alright. But like, it's way better than before we knew that backup was a thing. Because since then, without the backup, you would have had to like actually reload the room to do the fight, which was so bad. At that point, you may as well just reset since you're losing over 30. Not to mention, like, all your berries you may have had. Did I somehow save time this VeGu? I did. I literally got 2 hard seeds. How is that sub 2? Well, we're at the funny segment. Haha. That sucks. That could have been, if I didn't lose any time there, which, like, for the respawn, upper Golden Hills, which shouldn't be hard because my PB didn't do the respawn. But if I lost nothing there, this would have been a 14-16. Yeah. Or not 14, 40-16. 14-16. That would be something else. That right there is like... How is that still a sub 26 chapter 2? I don't get that. Yo, sup Flash. Arrive and see mention of route shenanigans in the on-screen chat. Oh yeah. What were we complaining about? I forget. Oh, it was... You couldn't fail attacks on Primal Weevil is what the route said. Like, you can fail an attack on Primal Weevil. But the route doesn't say that. But yeah, sup Flash, how you doing? Pog you. I had the most beautiful Upper Golden Hills segment of all time. It was truly incredible. I definitely didn't get like 2 encounters there. You're doing well? Awesome. Love to hear it. Beautiful, Monkahum. Oh yeah. Take a look at that right there. 15 lost in like the most fair way possible. But yeah, what happened was I got the respawn after like missing the crank a few times because, you know, that crank is funny. And the seedling was waiting right there for me, so I respawned on top of it, got the encounter, and then I put in the crank, and apparently you lose invincibility frames if you do that, because I got the encounter again. So that was something. And I somehow only lost 15 from that. Good and fair. Agreed. And to top it off, there was a golden seedling. It was beautiful. No! I agree. It was actually awesome. Like, I would be ahead right now if it weren't for that. But I got double freeze on Zasmoth even for the final turn, so, like, who cares? Snicker. Yo, sup, QB? How you doing? When you say Snicker, are you referring to the chocolate bar, or, like, the giggling? Because that could mean either one. Speaking of which, I kind of want a Snickers bar now. Those are good. Ah, yes. Get caught on that. The giggling? Okay. I don't know why the Snickers bar was the first thing that came to mind. Because now I'm just gonna want them. That was a mistake. Alright, some might go as far as to say that this is the funniest fight in the West. I'm not one of those people. I think a funny nation still takes that trophy. But this one's a close second. Emote fail. Pepega clap. You blame mobile. Honestly, that's probably a good thing to blame. Wouldn't surprise me if that was it. Okay, we're fine. Just means we can't get one this turn. Yeah, I am happy with that. Honestly, I will take that. I still have a chance of getting a 3-turn, honestly. It's unlikely, but it's possible. Maybe? Dang, no. Okay, there was nothing I could do to avoid that. He's gonna have one here. Okay, we're good. This'll kill. Nice. We're out. And we actually have a somewhat okay run with 2 encounters. But yeah, honestly, as far as AoEs go, that's probably like one of the best fights I could get. Like, just with the categories of has an AoE. If I got another wave, that would have been, like, actually perfect. That would have been so good. But sadly, that didn't happen. Alright, so, Scarlet is the funniest guy in the West. Or no, not Scarlet, a funny nation, but Scarlet's close. The funniest guy on the East, though, is Shades. Let's see what he's gonna give. How funny is he feeling, you know? I'm gonna say he's gonna throw us in for a loop and give us 0. Speaking of 0, that's what my kilobytes per second just went there. Internet moment. And yeah, no 0 rerolls. Sag. Alright, it was 3 rerolls. If we're back now, which I hope we are. Yo. I assume that means we're back, hopefully. Jeez, yeah, like, just cut out. Right there. And yeah, I have, like, no berries because, you know, 2 encounters tends to do that to you. That was close. We're back and you won. True. Your phone keyboard loves the letter J today. Oh, I missed your message there. A butt of a stutter. Ah, yes. Yeah, your keyboard clearly does love the letter J there. Autocorrect moment. Alright, 344. That's like decent for 3 rerolls. I hate this game. What? That one is so dumb. That was actually really bad. What do I even do? This won't kill. That's actually so irritating. I'm not even gonna risk this. Just get him, Leaf. I didn't even get good RNG to compensate that, so that was just overall really bad. But yeah, of course. Can I say I really expected anything else? Nah. Why would something good come out of this? Oh well. Like, it's still a 52, I guess, but that sucks. That was easily 56 Enter Honey Factory pace. If I just got, like, an okay Bandits fight. Even with the 3 rerolls, I could have done it. Happy Weed Day. Yo, thanks, QB. Pog you. Maybe that was too late. I'm not sure. We shall see. Maybe that was late. I don't even know, honestly. That was awful. That like angle I cut in on. That was bad. Wait, this is actually really good. Okay. Really? Am I really this bad at this segment? Okay. I goaled that by like 0.8. Maybe 0.7, but still. That was with a bad cut-in point, really? Or maybe that cut-in point was good? I don't know. But hey, nice 428, I guess. That was close to getting zapped. That would have been bad. Okay. Jeez, that was close. This is a very interesting factory, let me say. Like, it's good, but it's just been so, like, so monka. Yeah, 253, that's fine. What was that? Okay, that's slow. Yeah. What was that freeze, though? Happy 6 out of 9. Wait, why so? True, QB. Okay. probably saving a bit still. Oh yeah, we're chilling. Save like a second. Wow, bad guys RNG really kills that. That was definitely 1x pace. Like, into that B-boop room, but then the bad guys RNG. I had no idea it played that big of a factor. Wow. That was close. That was way closer than it had to be. Nice. Okay. Huh. That's like actually a nice time save. Dang, I hate bandits. This would have actually been so good if it weren't for them. That was slow. Clean. I'm gonna dash around though when this fight's over though, because I don't like that B-boop spot. I liked it for the skip itself, but I don't like it anymore. Nice. This is good. Oh my goodness, that's so close to a gold. Or is it a gold? No, it's not. Okay. That's like the closest I've been to golding that in a long time. Wow. Funny. The friendship over with VeGu. A funny nation is my new best friend. Yo. That's so good. Exclam gold. Wait, you were the one who gave me the idea of that. I'm pretty sure it was you. So yeah, thanks for that, Pog. Okay. Sure. Okay, well, this is a 107 still. We take 107s around here. Maybe other places don't take them, but you know, this place does. We welcome them with open arms. It's like a 58. Yeah. Yo, the time save. Is that my fourth 107? Pretty sure it is. That was slow. Alright. We have a run. That's for sure. Well, nice. Doesn't matter. Whatever. Believe it or not, this is in fact a run. With like the absolute most garbage bandits fight in the world. But it is a run. And 2 encounters. Flawless execution so far. Smile. It is 1 run. You are correct. It is in fact 1 run. Is it good? Nah. Kinda. Can it PB? Oh yeah. Is it gonna PB? Probably not. But am I happy to get another 109? Heck yes. It's been a hot minute since I've had one of these. Nice. insane dash. Alright, funny rerolls. I'm gonna go right ahead, and I'm gonna take 11 out of the pool. Okay. If it was 11, I would have been mad. But hey, that's good. That somewhat makes up. Actually, no, that like completely makes up for the 3 I had the other time. 3's not even bad, but I think 2's average. 2 factorial again, yo! The funny math moment. The natural log of e to the power of 2. I'm so funny. Although that is actually pretty funny, given, you know, the joke smile. The natural logarithm is inherently humorous. True. Can't wait for us to like start discussing them in calculus class, because we definitely will. I have a hard time believing that we're not going to get there. I'm just going to be like biting my lip and just to like everything about it, just try not to laugh. Whoa, Leaf. You okay there, buddy? Did that gold? Even with like the mist thing at the start? Oh, well, maybe not with that. No, it didn't. Come on. It was gold pace. I just like slightly messed up in that room. But hey, we're +0 again. Insane. Insane speedrun we've got right now. Are you serious? That was literally the best shot I had. I was literally free. When was the last time I've had that? I literally have missed that, like, within the past 5 runs. And that one was, like, actually free. Like, he was just waiting there. Well, I have no excuse. That one was completely on me. The other ones, I think they were on me, but it's weird because... That was close. It's weird because it feels like there's just something with the game, like, trying to dash out of digs. Which, if that is the case, then yeah, technically it's me not avoiding that. But the fact that it's even a thing is just weird. Because it sure feels like I'm dashing. I don't think I would, like, miss that button like that many times in a row when I get here. But hey, we're out. At least I didn't get caught and try to go for that, because that would have been bad. Even though I may have actually been able to. Alright, this fight went insanely good in my PB. He did literally nothing the whole fight. He did, like, single swipes and, like, double jabs, and that was it. Well, speaking of single swipes, we take those. Nice. Did I save time to my PB? Okay. We're ahead! Yippee! Alright then. Keck W arrive. We in the green. Equipless! That's not what I was hoping for, but okay. It's what I got. No, I lost time! Makes sense though, because the berries. No! Well, run's dead. I tried to put in the Explorer permit and it got stuck and I can't get it out. That's it, pack your bags. Whatever. I was like very, very slow. But I'm gonna get rid of that. I don't trust it. How did that dash not get cancelled? What? Kinda shocked. Ooh. Barely worked, but it did. Okay. Okay, well, that's already a time save on my PB. The thing. No way. The thing actually working. Tech W arrive. Oh, but we've got to run. That's for sure. You think your internet may be alive again. Maybe. Yo! Welcome back, Cyan. Your internet appears to be alive maybe at the current moment of you sending that message. Also shouts to Ash, Pog. That was close. Shows to this room being like the dumbest thing ever. Whatever. Like 4 off my gold. The Ash Order, true. The good order. Similar to the Cyan Order, in which it's not harder, if anything it might be easier, and it saves time. Also Cyan, that jump is free, just saying, smile. That jump is not free. Maybe you're just holding the wrong angle? That might be it. Because honestly, it seems weird. And yeah, I'm gonna come clean. There have been days where I haven't been able to get that. So it's definitely, like, not actually free. I'm just saying that because, you know, funny. With practice, it's not too bad. Let's put it that way. At least I don't really find it too bad. But maybe it is, who knows. Maybe I've just been getting lucky this whole time. Then we're gonna get like a 121 Scorp exit, and then... then it'll happen. It just won't work. When the menuing is sus. Sounds about right. I agree. You know it will. That's the thing. That would have been so clutch. That was so close. That was absurdly close. Almost. And my punishment is like 20 seconds. But hey, my PB lost time here too, so whatever. Well, 5e. That's fine. I can literally fail this. This run is trash. Who gets 2 encounters in Upper Gold Hills? Let me just ask that. Seriously? This is still that run. I'm just amazed. Alright, so yeah, I'm either gonna need to, like, not PB, which is probably gonna happen, or just play Final Third really good. Because my PB's Final Third was really good. Also, no longer 222 BPT, people leave. You've never seen Watcher Focus V that much? Well, now you have. I mean, it's fine. Like, common fail talk, that works. But yeah, it's weird. This would have been like a low 2x. Like 129 2x if it weren't for... If I just did the mashing slightly faster and got damage less. Time for the funny segment. Oh, my PB was a 630. I thought it was a 631. Not like it matters that much, but still, dang. Yo, maybe I should just get a 6-1x enter Wildlands forehead. That will be a 135 enter Wildlands pog. Menuing moment. Chapter 5 is coming up. Sub 133. That's the first time I've had that happen. Nice. Lovely dash. Oh, even better. Alright, what's this? 357. That's decent, I suppose. Cool. Funny dash, I agree. Oh yes, rerolls. 0 without the factorial, yo. You should have gone with the factorial. Smile. Yeah, that's just Shades being funny. Shades knew that was coming up, so he decided, you know, just slip in a 1 right there. Classic Shades moment. Yeah, directly in between two. That was weird. That was also weird. Alright, this is like a 633, maybe 4. That's an okay Enter Wildlands. $33. Also, I'm just gonna hope I got the buffer. We'll see. I don't think that was it. I have my doubts. That was fast. Ooh. I'm liking what I'm seeing here. Better than what my PB gets, that's for sure. I wonder if I can buffer a dash there. Probably. It's like not a spot I considered. But I think that would be viable. And like, it would save time. $217, even with like stumbling up those. Nice. Shows to Skulton, smile. I really just entered the beast room sub 140. That's absurd. Why did I do that? Yep. That was terrifying. This game is terrible. That's like a million years right there. Well, we went from saving like over 10 to like not saving anything. Maybe saving some, like if I played this well. Well, probably save some. Oh dang, Cyan. That sucks. Yeah, I saved a bet. Alright, that like adds on to the tally of another mistake this run had. Or this one has. And that's a very long list. Well, maybe not actually very long. Like things that have cost over 10 seconds this run. I can think of 4 of them. There was the 2 encounters at the start, Bandits, Watcher, and now SLS. This is what an uncursed beast fight looks like. True. Good to know, good to know. Exactly. It's insane. You don't see these every day. Alright, I lost like a second. That's fine. TP. Or no, MP. Let's not level up the wrong thing here. Now would not be a good time for that. In my honest opinion. Whew, that was close. Uh-oh. Roach. I'm assuming that was a roach shot moment. Oh, and bad route moment. Does it still say by like, ooh, by one extra magic seed if you want to be safe? Because one magic seed is gonna save the whole fight for you. Definitely. Is that still on the route? These, yeah, one magic seed, that ain't gonna do anything. One magic seed might be able to recover a Wasp King in a heal and kill V moment. That's like the only thing that would recover. And those aren't even too bad. Like, for the most part. Like, they lose time, but you'll lose time regardless. Jeez, that was close. But it was fast. And it tells you to buy a, oh yes, a crunchy leaf. Ah. Seriously, what is up with that route? That's so dumb. Oh wait, do you mean crunchy leaf in Collesium? Is that what you mean? I thought you meant crunchy leaf in Roach Shop, and they like really got that wrong. Finally finished the Good Notes TM. Yo! Love to hear it. You require these. Hog. I'm like somehow not even losing time. Although, yeah, my PB, I don't think that got Driller. The Driller cycle. This just felt bad because the Geyser was on an awful cycle. It was like one of the worst cycles there could be. Oh, it wasn't termites? Okay. So the route does something right, but by the same token, it's like, why? Why not just buy it in Roach? It doesn't matter if you buy Crunchy Leaf or a Leaf Salad, so who cares? Also, I almost golded that. I don't think my berry count is as good as it was, though. Yeah, that's one thing that really confused me. Like with EOK. it turns it into that amount. It doesn't heal that amount. And I was like talking to Danny back when we were actually writing that fight. I was like, okay, that's really dumb. Why does it do that? Has that been reported? I don't think so. I think they just did it intentionally, but it's like, why? It's so dumb. It would have saved me a lot of confusion, that's for sure. If it's international, it's bad? I mean, yeah. But I guess if they didn't do it like that, it would force you to do math. Also, especially if you, like, haven't spied ELK, which I imagine you would, casually. Like, it can definitely raise a lot of confusion. Because I know it did for me and Danny. International, I think... I'm pretty sure she means, like, just many people have it. Oh, intentional. Okay, that makes even more sense then. But yeah, like, definitely. I don't see how you could overlook something like that. True, Cyan. So maybe it's like, it's shared along, like, different countries, you know? Smile. Come on, there's gotta be some logic to that. And yeah, I need these. My PB didn't need to grab them, but this one does. So I'll lose some time here, but it's fine because my PB did need to grab squashes, which I don't need to grab. So I'll save that back, hopefully. Oh. Wait, are you not in Bug Fables, Ash? Wait, really? I thought it calculated that, like, a while ago. I'm not going to try to work the math out on that now, but I'm pretty sure it, like, came up one short. Unless, of course, you're going to say, like, ooh, damage less. But maybe my math is just wrong. You just did it in a spreadsheet? Okay, well. Probably... I'm willing to believe that that's more accurate than me doing it in my head a few months ago. Because I know, like, we wrote it that while I was in school. Like, the entire fight. Alright, so it would be, what, 22? I'm trying to, like, okay, you do tornado, so 14. So that'll be 36, 31. Then 6, 5, 4, 3, so... Wait, you can! Wait, okay. I don't know what I did wrong. I thought you were one off. Alright, well, I'm dumb. Cool. Yeah, that's it, alright. I just went through it again in my head. My gold is suboptimal, SMH. Okay, sure. Yeah, it's legit. I mean, you can try it out, like, yourself if you, like, are, like, super paranoid. But, like, I did the math, and apparently so did Ash, so... Unless we're both somehow wrong. Because, yeah, by missing it, you do 46 damage. Wait, no, you would do 51 total. Minus 3 plus 2 for the bud. I'm surprised I never found that out accidentally. Have I really never missed that tornado toss attack? New credit, and you're right then. Yo! Wait, I guess you could also miss that tornado toss, like, on the first tornado, right? Like, as well. Obviously, I wouldn't do that in a run. I'm not gonna risk forcing myself to hit all the tornadoes on turn 2. Like, that's cool. I can foul this. TP. Wait, what was my RP? 502, okay. Just want to see. Yo, sup, James? Yeah, this is my best pace ever. Time for it to die. It doesn't feel like a good run, though, honestly. Especially not with that. Well, I can't even play this safe, because not only would I probably die regardless, but this is gonna PB, I kinda need to go for this. I hate this game. Why? Mon could W. Yeah, Primal Weevil, you can fail the attack. Alright, I think I'm still ahead, but this probably isn't a best eggs anymore. Okay, yeah. I've had better paces than this, but I'm ahead of my PB. I've had a 159.32 before. Well, there's another thing to add to the collection of things that have cost me 10 or more seconds on this run. There's been quite a few of those. No. No! Really? That's like the biggest joke this whole round. Yep, zaps. Yep, shopping. I have 24 berries, right? 24 is what I should be at. If that crunchy leaf ruins my menuing, I'm gonna be so annoyed. Shopping. I tried to buy hard charge twice. I genuinely might be behind now. Because of that stupid thing. Just how? I don't know. 'Tis beyond me. Yeah, I agree, Plage. Like, it's obvious. I don't think it's as bad, like, mechanics-wise, but the fact that it's reversed and in a really small area just makes it so bad. With Road Shop, you can at least see what the heck you're doing. But with this, there's, like, no such luck. Also, I think I am still ahead by, like, nothing. Pretty sure. Even despite that shopping. At least I didn't accidentally buy hard charge, because that would have sucked. That would have really sucked. No, I'm not ahead. Yippee! Love losing 5 seconds to shopping. Nope. Maybe? Oh my goodness. Well, there's more time loss. Well, I got that at least. Yo, thanks! And actually, no, it's not new. I'm doing, like, the simple version of that. There is a more complex version, but it's hard. Seriously? Nah, the run's still alive, but that just sucks. Like, I'm more annoyed at that than I was losing 15 on Watcher. But yeah, it is a pretty neat strat, even if it doesn't save much with that method. Yep, sure is. Also the same run that lost like 1,000,000 years on Bandits. That's the one. And the one that missed SLS. Can't forget about that too. I should have swapped. Please freeze. I'm mostly consistent with that. So usually if I'm like, okay, I need to focus up for this, usually I just miss it. So I didn't say anything there, but yes, sure glad that that worked. Oh, unless it was called, unless you call it that because of the clip. If so, yes, that makes sense. Then the clip happened. Agreed. Nice swap. Get out here. I ain't taking that risk. Just get rid of it. I don't want it anymore. Alright, I'm losing a bit. This is by no means dead. Honestly, I thought I would lose more. Never mind. I underestimated how long those cutscenes took. I expected like a 509, which is what I got. I actually noticed that sign, I'm not even kidding. But I wasn't gonna say anything because that sounded dumb. But yes, the funny number! No way! The run lives. Clean. Alright, well. Congrats on doing the same thing as you and avoiding that time loss. Yo, thanks, Cyan. Alright, this is gonna be hard. I need sub 1557. Let's do it. No cancel. Blessed run. Cool game. That was quite the ride. Thanks, Deadlands, for that. That was fun. Alright, HP. Probably about even. Never mind, we lost time. Plus 0.1. True. I wasn't gonna risk that. I think I'll pass risking that, you know? Alright, okay, Fridge. Yo, minus 5.0. Keck W arrive. That's what I'm saying. Alright. This went good, my PB, let me just say. EOK was really good. Keck W arrive. Yo, look at how far ahead I am. Dang, too bad I don't have that crunchy leaf, Keck W. That could have been better. Like, it was really good, but I could have played it better. Like, I could have took more advantage. Also, that missed fly jump doesn't mean anything. I have to wait for the cycle anyway, so it's fine. Seems good. This is okay. Nothing too special. Just your everyday average oven. Toodle-doo. This is a nail biter. Oh. Just you wait. Wait till I leave this loading zone and you can say that again. Okay. When you in the cold food, out, hot, eat the food. I don't know. Why do they call it an oven when you in the cold food, out, hot, eat the food? Try saying that 10 times fast. Alright. I don't have very high hopes because EOK was good in my PB. I forgot about that. Oh boy. Let's go? I guess so. Okay, well. We do be taking those. Attention, I agree. Also, I meant to mute for that cough. Hope that wasn't too loud. Let's get it. $22. I'm just gonna make sure first before actually committing. 14. It's 36. Hands off. I trust it. It trusts me. Alrighty. Time save. Well, hey, there's confirmation that it works. The trust. That emote's so good. I do in fact trust it, believe it or not. Pog you. Time save thanks to Ash. True. They're getting speedy, Cyan. More time saved found by you. True. Let's go. How about that? That's a 3x. That feels awesome. Oh my goodness. That was such a good chapter 7, by the way. Like, even aside from Oven, that was really good. The double encounter run. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna go over this. This was a treat. Thanks, Cyan. Thanks, Flash. Yeah, it was super solid. I think the worst part of that was probably Deadlands and maybe a bit of Fridge. But overall, I played that super well, especially under pressure. True, Cyan. Or get Danny to do it. Smile. Wow, that was a treat. Let me say. True, James. Just learn how to shot better and boom. That's time save. Time save on record. No way. Imagine. I couldn't imagine that. Pepe laugh. $15.44. That's the best chapter 7. Dang. Wow, that was a ride. That whole run felt so weird. Like, look at that. Look at that. That's so bad. Yo, thanks, James. And that. This, I think Bandits was like the biggest time loss. Pretty sure. But hey, there's another one down. I seriously did not expect that. I was playing so bad today. Then just managed to pull that out. It's crazy. Yeah, Bandits, that sucked. Especially on that pace. That was annoying. Okay. that was something. Dang, what other emotes in here are good for like a scenario like this? I'm just like flooding with emotes. Yo, thanks, Sublime. Hi YouTube, by the way. True! Get your high YouTubes in while you can. Alright, I'm gonna put the layout back. And then go over this epic monstrosity of a run. Yo, thanks, Ivan. This run honestly felt so much worse than my previous PB. It's actually crazy. Maybe because it was my first sub to 25, it felt better, I guess? I'm not sure. There was no shopping in this run, believe me. True. This would have been like a 35 without shopping. Alright, but yeah. This run didn't have a great start. 12-13, that's like... It's not good, but it was good for like what I was getting today. That's for sure. Then I got no freeze on Sputter. I froze Wasp Trooper, but had to farm for berries, so lost a bit here. This was really good at my PB too. Festival, I forgot about this. Festival was insane. Festival was crazy good, but then I got defense up, so it didn't gold. But this was incredibly good. It was like ahead of my gold by like a full second entering Aria, I'm pretty sure. Golden Hills, that was just Golden Hills. I know I had like a few time losses, but not much. I got double freeze on Zasmalfiba, so we take those. And then double encounter on VeGu. This was a mess. Like, I got the respawn at least. That's like something good that came out of this, I guess. Like, that's about it. VeGu was okay. I got some hard seeds, so I lost a bit of time, but I still saved time over my PB. Scarlet was good. Bandits sucked. This could have literally been a 56 enter Honey Factor if Bandits was just normal, but you know, imagine getting a normal Bandits. Couldn't be me. That would make too much sense, you know. I golded this somehow. Didn't feel that good, but I guess so. 428. Yeah, Honey Factory itself, it was solid. It was pretty good. Nothing outstanding, but nothing that really was bad. And I overall saved time to Chapter 3, even despite this mess of Bandits. But yeah, Chapter 4 by far was the biggest, or one of the biggest time saves of my PB. Like, Sandcastle sucked and Watcher sucked, but Watcher sucked here too. So, I lost time. I only lost a second though, because it was also bad in PB, but Sandcastle I got nice load of time save. And this was Gold Pay Center Band Hideout, but I like slightly messed up the end and barely missed it. Chapter 5. What happened here? I missed SLS. I forgot. I missed SLS of all things. That was a thing too. Okay. And somehow only lost a second because I saved time in that split with SLS. Because my PV was funny. And then yeah, Chapter 6, things went downhill. I lost time here because I needed the Dark Cherries, but I saved it back because I didn't need the Squash since I got the Dark Cherries, which was like the reverse of what happened in my PB. And then no freeze on Zasmalfiba, that was scary, but we still made it out. We gotta talk about this segment because this is horrible. Never am I ever gonna like make a run here and lose time this split. This was so bad. I bought Charge Heart. I almost bought Hard Charge twice. Rubber Prison itself, it was meh. Left side skip was scary as always, but it worked. And yeah, I just had to play really good in Chapter 7, and I did. Feels awesome, that's for sure. And yeah, the insane oven gold, it was pretty sweet. And yeah, 304 ELK. And freeze on Wasp King. Yeah, that'll do it. So much that can be improved there. Like, straight up. But I'm really happy with that one, even if it wasn't nearly as big of a PB as it could have been. Like, the fact that this has so much that went wrong, like, all over. Like, 223, it's happening, that's for sure. And 222 eventually. I don't realistically see it really going beyond that, though. Like, as of now, at least. Without new strats, it would be very hard for 221. Yeah, it definitely is looking possible, for sure. 223 before the marathon, 223 during the marathon. Got it. That would be something. Imagine, with all the safety saves. 223 in the marathon Weevil Hyper. That would be crazy. Yeah, that's a wrap, alright. Wait, what was the final third? 0.3 to 0.1, so that's a 54-58. Okay. So I lost 3 to my PB's final third, but still sub 55, which is really good. Wow, that feels amazing though. That's for sure. And yeah. And I saved time in end. We can't miss out on that. The time save on end was insane. Imagine only getting PB by 12 seconds, forward, get out of here. PB by 13 seconds, that's what we're talking about. Yeah, straight up. That's awesome. Not a 218 flat end, true. But yeah, that was a good one. So yeah, YouTube, take care, bye.